Hello, my VIP cohort, ready to lend an ear and become the VIP you're meant to be. I want to challenge you on one thing. Have you had a friend or somebody not tell you what you need to hear? Not tell you about, hey, that plan that you got, it sucks. You're going down the wrong road. And worst part about it, they're right. That's the thing. They're right. Imagine they knew about the information to stop you from doing something. And they never said the words. And they could have just said, hey, it's not going to work. It's not. The numbers, the data, it's not backing it up. And observation. I like observation alertness. Because when you watch things, you can start seeing human body language, behavior. There's those subtle signs that showcase, that ain't some good behavior right there. But we just shove it down into a bag and we're like, that it's okay. We just do that on occasions. It just happens. It's not like human nature is a field of study. One moment. You see? I disappeared and then I reappeared. Ever had that friend that just says, hey, give me $5 and I'll get you back next week, 25. Never happens. This is the thing where we need a mentor or a coach to tell you, stop. Stop it. Don't be doing that crap. Get out of there. You're in La La Land. Grandeur of fantasy, my good friend. Wake up. You're in the Kool-Aid. Figuratively, of course. You are unaware to these crazy people taking over your life. And you're not looking at the data. If you got 0 people, you got 0 people. What do? You got to go market. You got to go find people. You got to outreach. Look, it's okay to be at 0. But don't be disillusioned that you got 100,000 when you're at 0. That's a bad formula for a disaster. So, first thing. Stop. If you're in that type of mess, just stop. You see that hand right here? Stop. That's what I want you to remember. Stop. Like if you're like, I gotta push harder, we gotta do all-nighters, crank it, go, hustle, grind. Stop. This is what you need to see. Look, you're going down the road of despair. The most wealthiest people, yeah, they have their times where they got to work hard. I understand that. And that's not to stop. If you're doing all the right works and you're doing the right stuff, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. But don't go off the cliff. All too often, we're mistaking a cliff for Shangri-La, heaven, woohoo, paradise. No, that is the end that you're jumping off the cliff. And I do not want that for you. So, yeah, stop. All right, now we're going to look at this. Is my stop justifiable for you right now? If the answer is no, why? If Phil comes along and tells you to stop because he's hearing your information about your business and he knows you're falling down the trap. And I'm going to say from experience, I've been down the MLM trap. It's not fun. Not fun at all. There's good information that you can take out of it, but I'd much rather convey it to you through a YouTube format than you going learning that hard lesson yourself and are stressed out of your mind trying to do things. It teaches you a lot of lessons, but do I want you to do that? Heck nah. No. I will stop you immediately. Please do not go down there. Start an LLC. I would much rather get you on your own LLC than you hopping on to something that is not going to make you money, that tells you recruiting more people, woohoo, and you make money off that. Nope. If you ain't learning a skill, keep your behind out of it. That's the first rule. You'll lose so much dang money. And this ain't losing money in the regards of you starting your business. You're losing money because you thinking in this deja vu. So if you tell me no, make a criteria why I'm wrong. If you're doing something where you only have that skill And it's like, Phil, you don't see that I have this only skill and I know it's just there. I'm just having trouble getting investors. Great. That's the only part. Okay, I don't understand this. Let's unpack this together. And I won't share this. Let's keep it confidential. You know what I mean? We'll operate off that type. That's what I want to hear. Not you. Oh, I'm in an MLM, man. And you know, they say I'm going to make 10 grand a month. And we're going to just do it. I have my own business. Oh, yeah. Here it goes. Stop. No, you are not going to do that. As somebody that's here and you're entrusting me to tell you the right thing, no. You need to stop. Get out of that, shift. And this is where we're going into. Push or pivot. That's a big line. A lot of it comes up on YouTube, but it's right. They just need to add the stop first, because you gotta step back. You gotta look at the gap in between. What the heck is the situation doing? If my head's only like this, and I'm not looking up, seeing what's around me, I'm going to get screwed very, very badly. And this ain't about money's sake. Money loses into proportion of how arrogant you are. If you're arrogant, you will fail because people will take advantage of you because they see weakness. If a dum-dum starts giving $10 away to everybody because he feels like he's going to change the world, woohoo! Wait, what? You know what I mean? I'm giving $10 away to everybody. Why would I give $10 away to everybody? Is everybody deserving of my time? No, not everybody is going to be deserving of your time. You can make content, you can do things, but nobody deserves all your time, because if they don't respect you, they're not going to respect yourself. And then you go down a pit of despair. Respect starts with you, and then it goes outward, and then it's always an exchange. But when that bridge is destroyed, man, you're in a bad spot. So let's have an example. We have the MLM person, and then we have the person with their own LLC. The own LLC has skills, they just need investor. He knows the bottleneck. Boom, now we have a hittable trajectory. But let's go to the person in MLM. What type of control does he have? Get more people, do more sales, be stuck to the commission, doesn't write the rules, doesn't write the SOPs, can make automation, but is it really worth it in that type of environment? Can I go to mergers and acquisitions? No. So we're sitting here with MLM person. He might have good information that has like sales techniques, leadership, because a lot of that stuff in there does have good documentation on that. So what do? You take the lessons and apply it to your own thing. Don't be stuck. Don't get too far into the illusion that you're following the doctrine, the dogma, and you can't look and see where you're going. You're buying in and you don't understand the buy. Now, I might sound super duper critical of MLMs. And the reason is, I got screwed by one. I'm not going to go into too much detail into that. It was the greatest learning lesson. Yet I am going to stop people from doing that. There is no reason for it. The lessons that can be learned for a book. The only thing that you need to do is read books. Write books. Find the right book list. Execute upon that. And then make projects that are actionable and keep building off that. And if you apply the payment gateway thing, the first thing, and you go do all the rest, woohoo, I know you're fine. Because you now understand how to transact. But if they don't give you a means to transact, you don't understand that, I am worried about you. Like, full on worried. Because there is great young talent out there that don't understand this. They just set up maybe a Stripe, they understand getting maybe authorized net, and they don't understand the back end. They don't understand how it works. How money has evolved over time. If you don't understand how it works, you can be screwed very badly. You might say the wrong thing and get shut down. That is a real possibility in this world. So you gotta know what to do, what to say, and what not to say. And always have a disclaimer. Hey, this is these types of things. Look, I can't guarantee your results, but I will do my best to correct it given all the resources that we have and your inquiry. That sounds great. So push them back. Push or pivot. The MLM, we need to pivot them immediately. Get them in an LLC. Do what they need to do. Maybe even hire them into a company and they start working inside there on a W-2. Just get them out of that type of environment and start teaching them how to really build their own business. Now, the person with the LLC with less capital, he knows, he or she, I'll put it that way, he or she knows that they are running into a problem. The bottleneck, and they need investors to just get over that hump and maybe look at a few other SOPs and documentation and repeatability. I'm going to push them. I'm going to be like, woohoo, let's go, because we see that, but we need to pivot. And it's not just MLMs. You could be with family members. Let's say you have a toxic family member that you're making a drop shipping website and they just tell you, why not go get a job? You only made $100 this month. You really don't know what you're doing. Just look, get a job on the end and then work this. I would say, stop. All right. What merit does that family member have? All right. Yeah, you're not making much at this time. You might need to do that. Yeah. Here's the point. If you had enough funds stored away to get away from that so you can be more focused rather than them in your mind saying that you won't make it, would that be more valuable to you? If they say yes, okay, let's look at getting you over here. Secondly, I like asking this question. Why aren't they supportive? If they aren't supportive, and this is where people, and a lot of people need to wake up to, stop praising people for making $1 million. Start praising their progress. That's what I want people to wake up to. Family members, friends, networkers, all of that. I want to praise the progress in the middle. I've seen all the hard upcomings, the people telling you you won't make it. You'll hear them whisper in the night about you. And I hear that. And we're all guilty of maybe at some point saying that. I'm not here to judge that. But merely, if you could take one thing away from this video and stop, I would say stop and support. Stop judging, start supporting. If they're doing a business and they're trying to do these types of things, wouldn't it be in your best interest to support them? Don't make conventional wisdom. They're going after something huge. And if they win it big and you're there supporting them, they want to make sure you're okay. That's the smartest thing to do. Stop getting ego-driven and start getting together-driven. You got to do it together. And that was the one word I missed in one of my prior videos with transformation. After tolerant, you got to be together. Because you got to make a group of people that are like-minded going after something. If you're all alone all the time, it sucks. It really does. Do you want to be on the large language model all day like this? Automate this by yourself. Yeah, it's good to be introverted at times and do that type of stuff. But you want to be around people that inspire, that go create things. And that's where support is needed. Stop supporting them after the 1 mil. Start supporting them before that 1 mil. Start looking at what they're building. Start looking at what projects they're doing. Stop getting driven by, oh, well, they don't have a job. They don't have a job. They're doing this. They may be streaming. Might be down in the closet playing World of Warcraft type of idea. Okay. How can they showcase their abilities? How can we go out there? What type of things can we implement? Start letting them dabble in many things. See, we are not supportive enough. And some may say, well, I've supported more. See, again, stop. Does what I say have merit? No. Then okay. Go do your thing. But I'm saying to you, if you have ever been the one where someone comes to you with an idea and you're just like, I might not like it, get some more track record and all this and that. And this ain't to say have crazy optimism, Don't be like, well, you never need to work. Just stay here forever. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is get them the resources to make it a reality. If they're not there, might as well pull up your big pants and start helping too. Stop being ego-driven. Know what skills that you're great at and things that you're not great at. Because people do remember what people do for them before they make it to the top. Some might. If you're a psychopath and you listen to this and you just want to extract, no, I'm not going to support you in that regard. I want you to evaluate. There is rewards and results. I'm not going to deny that. But you got to go away from just that full pushing right through, bricking it, and taking. There's always a consequence and divinity in any action. It's just the way that you go about it. And all too often, we think positive and negative, but never look at the neutral or the hidden things behind things. Follow with me. We only think in the regards having a job, not having a job. The neutral state would be making a business and then what's hidden. Bottlenecks. Why not look at maybe making those work so then you can have a positive upside so they can win? Why are we so envious of somebody going after something? I've had it. I fought with it. Looking at people that are getting great things, young kids, all this type of stuff. It crosses my mind. That is a lie if I don't ever tell myself that I've never felt that way. But you know what I say to myself? I come to a few mantras that's like, look, they're making it. That means that they can give me opportunity if I come and do this. That means they're winning. They're doing something. Come on. If they're winning, then the possibility of me winning is there too. And if ego is there where I'm just like, it's all about me. Dude, no. Everything comes together. You got tools. You got to go communicate. That's all that it is. Look, and some people may hate me for this, and that's A-okay. But I just want to be there supporting people instead at the end, but at the beginning, the progress in the middle where you don't know. And you hear all these flipping naysayers. Or these people that are way too hopeful. And you're like, God damn, please, just get me straight this way. Please. Enter. Just give me the thing that I'm looking for. I tell the bottleneck, I don't want to run through a hamster wheel. I just want to open the door. Open the door. Allow me through. And it's so rough. It is rough. And that's why you have to find the right group. And that takes time, patience, and so forth. But don't let patience be indecision. You have to get to dabbling. Dabbling allows you to see where your skills align and take many creative ideas into doing something. But then you got to have a point where if you left this earth tomorrow, are you going to be okay with what you leave behind? If the answer is no, then you got to go after it. Age, medical conditions, all that. If you ain't doing the things to make sure that you can do the thing that's needed, that's necessary for you to elevate, there's a problem. And we'll get drained by it if we're not around the right people. Take it from me. I know it. You don't have to trust me. Just hear that. I think a lot of us understand where we've been screwed. And we put up a lot of fortifications and we reserve ourselves. And in those times, I think it's the most important thing to just tell people what they need to hear. But not in the logic sense. If you hit logic with emotion, it does not work. It's not a good recipe. You need to meet emotion with emotion. And that's why emotional intelligence is so important. We have to emotionally connect, show empathy that's closely driven to an authenticity. And authenticity, I would argue, comes from a rightful environment and change. If you're only stuck at a desk all day for years straight, you're going to put on a persona mask and just keep rewriting a script and just regurgitating stuff unless you implement new things. And in that regard, you can have gratitude, but you're also limiting yourself. And that sucks. So let's go back. You have the person with the ecom, the family's naysaying, but there's a small ounce that they could go through. Okay, and the parent or somebody outside, a group friend, instead of naysaying, comes in and says, what can we do to help? What can we do? Look, I'm not here to co-sign your divinity or judge your wrongs. Let's just make this work. If it has the ability to do something good and help us elevate our lives and make better decisions and keeps us out of the wrong, bad environments, then we owe it to ourselves to do this. If someone comes in and does that, do you think that person will feel down? No. They'll feel, yeah, man, let's do this. You know, I don't know all the W-2s and stuff, but we can learn that together. And you've got somebody for the long haul. Deuces.